That's not the positioning we wanted for the follow-through.
Garrett's there.
Getting deflected away by his own teammate.
Fuck.
This looks dangerous as well, but I think if Concord are smart, they're going to let this one go and just try to end this possession as much as possible, and they will. The second consecutive time will be going to overtime.
Bam!
We'll see
Holy
if
shit.
if the results and changes at all. That's all.
No.
Helix puts the shot on, and he does.
Fuck.
Concord have entered the series.
It's only game 2. It's only game 2.
Massive cheat up by Samas and Crispy allowed Helix to be unleashed here in OT. Defense none the wiser. They broke the difference.
I want Winthrop to win. It's got Garrett G on it.
You know, another jersey here besides St. Clair.
I actually changed my prediction. So I was originally going to go Concord as well, because I think that they're on an incredible run back. However, I kind of talked myself into going Winthrop because I realized that while stylistically I think that Concord can be great against Winthrop, I think that Winthrop have played much better offensive teams as of late and have been able to deal and adapt through longer forms of series in a much better way. And I think that at the end of the day, Concord's offense is not the level of St. Clair's right now. And they were able to handle Northwood going full force against them. I think Winthrop's taking this. I think they're going to try and get the run back against St. Clair.
Look, I came into this one with a prediction already for myself, and I said Winthrop is taking this all in this almost exact fashion. I had them going through the lower bracket, back up to the top. I did not put Concord prediction, people. That is inaccurate. I said multiple times that it was Winthrop, and they're trying to maybe switch me up a little bit here, but Winthrop's truest, biggest fan throughout the day will continue to be Winthrop's truest fan throughout the day. I believe in Winthrop's ability to bounce back at this point. They've proven themselves multiple times throughout the day. Thank you.
We mentioned it before, Helix, if he can get involved on the offensive end, and if Concord can operate as a unit.
They're making so many mistakes.
So much more important for just the length of the series.
No, where the fuck did you come from?
There for the saluted European players, and now it's on
Whoa,
Winthrop.
are you fucking
they
serious?
can carry that American torch
Come on.
for what has historically been a challenge. That's a great 50 as well. So Moss going to put it up high. Tinker will be there for the save. Not the best touch though. That actually gets an opportunity, especially if Crispy goes up high, which he does.
Nice.
But Percy will knock it away. 90 seconds remaining in series. No scoring affair, even at the last few seconds.
That it is. It's exactly what I was thinking would start off the story of the series for these two teams.
What the fuck is happening
to play a lot more defensively minded, and Concord, they know that their weakness is those counterattacks, so they're also not overextending as much as they did in the first series of the day. This is the Rocket League we were waiting to see from these two squads. Crispy almost enough to put
Crispy with a wonky challenge. Helix looking to make it dangerous. Still gets the bump on one. Tinker has to go down. The pitch comes through. No one will be there on.
Really put the pedal to the metal in terms of offensive opportunities. The demo, Percy somehow got on Crispy. Really fell into that one. I think they were hoping he would go the other direction, but nonetheless, it works out well enough for Winthrop to be gifted with that demo. Good flick from Crispy. Another touch forward from Samas. Barely deflected aside by Percy, but they had 3 members back. They weren't too worried.
But Winthrop are trying to go for these kind of like saving reads and these free jumps or whatever, but they're making me so scared.
Overtime?
Sometimes they're just
no, don't let that shit happen.
And it just makes me hold my breath every time. Regardless, the last few seconds.
Come on, I gambled for you.
We will see an overtime unless
what was that? That was an ass flick.
Game 1.
With possession of the ball, sending it over to the midfield was Helix, and nobody still can gain full control until Garrett G with the flick. Good denial by the defense though, and
that's still dangerous.
Oh yes!
That completely
slipped
through.
Decent touches so far, but the biggest thing to note is the lack of offense from Concord. That's the first real possession we've seen in the blue half for them.
Offense,
so
they're on
really
offense.
Need to turn things up a notch, so they necessarily wanted on that 50, and Garrett just playing the disruptor. Almost got the dime into the net, but no dice.
Yeah, I tried to get the redirect.
Dime but no dice.
Getting it simply by not touching it at all. Does do
save
so, but what
Thank
a
you.
great save from Garrett at the goal line.
So close with the heads-up play themselves for Concord to tie things up. But still
it was a bit of a gimme.
Fuck.
Regardless, though, either way, game 3 firmly underway.
Oh. It was
It's
close.
already so high flying with the action.
Oh, let's go,
There's a shot
Percy.
right into the back of the net. A couple of the demos go the other direction in favor of the aggressiveness that Winthrop have a showcase.
Oh.
That will be enough to clear the
okay.
lane forward, and Crispy just gonna style on them
I
for
don't
the
even
end of it.
know what
Great
the fuck
pop-up,
happened.
Samas with the
Oh,
fall
they had
through.
no
The
fucking
overextension
boost.
from Winthrop will be capped.
Fortunately, neither of them were able to handle a bit of an error from Winthrop to allow that transition to go forward.
Don't let
And now
that
a
in.
Kickoff
Oh
goal
my
here for
fuck.
Samas, and just like that, Concord are back in the mix.
Hey, maybe they're just better at playing from behind against Winthrop is what it seems to be. It went 0-0 and OT went the other direction. Now they've been able to bounce back as quickly as ever. But they still need one more for the lead here on DFH, so they still got their work cut out for them. Still eyes on to Winthrop. We see them trying to go for the aggressive plays, clear out the back line for the boost steals, and I'm liking this Concord possession play as well. Try to keep it out of the clutches of them, dishing it down to their teammates, and Crispy capitalizes.
This cross pitch pass over here, like Helix knew exactly what he was aiming for. Crispy came in with so much speed, 140 kph.
That is pretty fast.
Concord to bounce back, but now the kickoff goes in their favor into the orange corner. T. Carell with possession and a plan. Centers it for a second. Percy on the fall through, and nobody can stop
Let's
the
go.
destruction.
Beautiful response to the challenge as Percy sticks with it, just completely
Percy.
aggresses.
Experience from Crispy and Samas earlier this week booked their ticket to that kickoff land in Copenhagen.
What the fuck just happened there?
Let T. Carell just assist them fully on this one.
Yeah, I
Wait,
have to
what?
consider because Crispy got credit
Was that
for
an
this,
own
but
goal?
this
You
looked like he was
fucking
just trying to
kidding?
be a wall pinch, but Tikara I think just completely misread.
Crazy angle.
Was
Oh,
able to-
you
yeah,
fuck.
I mean, yeah, great. That's a clip, I guess, to post on Twitter, sure. Garrett G is particularly fortunate on this map, so we'll see if this experience can keep his team in this bracket. Crispy puts one off the post. So much sauce on that one, and I know that Winthrop are breathing a sigh of relief as this one is even more dangerous. Samas, both these teams trading offensive battles back and forth. Crispy goes for another one, but Tikarel's there in time, and we are kicking this one off early.
I have not been able to breathe for the first 30 seconds of this game, and neither have the players. If they have been
Is it
waiting
because
with
you're
bated breath
underwater?
for something to go through, and there it is. Garrett G gets the goal. It was
Fuck
bound to
yeah.
happen.
That was high pressure, bro.
And finally,
Holy shit.
you can take a breath.
What was
Take
that
a bow
first
even
play?
as Garrett G, we knew he was going to show up for this team. Winthrop take the early lead. It is truly anyone's series.
They knew they had
It
to
is.
send the entire house
Right now
at
it
the
is.
ball to save the day there when nobody
What the
had boost
fuck?
in the tank. Good to bounce off the roof of the car for Helix to have some power behind it to go to the midfield, but
That
still
shit just
contested
fucking
is by
launched.
Winthrop, who's locked down that midfield. Some options,
Hey,
but
hi.
2:22 on the clock now. Percy
Nope.
looks to
Oh,
capitalize.
that
A good
bomb
bounce,
got
though,
it.
on the 50 does
Lost
save
the
them for
Garrett.
now.
Garrett
Good try.
was waiting. Percy gonna put another one on.
On
ball
the
goes
net.
through.
Fuck
Percy
yeah.
will give us a game of 5 as Winthrop once
Let's
again
go.
in overtime take the lead in
Good
this
shot.
series.
Oh, and they already overcommitted.
Fuck
They
yes.
need, I understand Concord. They need to be able to do that against Winthrop, but that comes at a cost, especially when you're double committing like that. No one is back. Tikara will be able to get the finish. So Winthrop will come out early, but like we've seen before, Concord, when they're playing from behind, there's something special about them. There's a special kind of clutch that they have.
No, fuck. They deployed an EMP.
What's happening? Oh my god, he deployed an EMP! Holy shit.
In the fall. But for now, Winthrop, they look
Ooh.
poised to take
Oh.
this in stride, especially with T. Carell popping off
That's
as
not a
well,
goal.
but just
That's a
not
goal.
enough pressure and
not a
presence
goal.
on offense for these goals. He looks at the drop down angle, though. Samas
What
cannot
the
get it.
fuck?
Seconds, will it be enough for them to turn things around on a dime? The pressure still mounting for Winthrop.
Pinch.
What a pinch as well. Looking at what Concord will do.
Uh-oh.
Samas sees Crispy. Crispy
Fuck.
with the shot!
Oh, that sucks. That sucks.
Ties the game at the last 21 seconds.
This is what they were hoping for. Somebody to be the savior for their team for this game, and it's Crispy that will step up to the plate time and time again. Got the first goal of the tournament for them, and now essentially
seconds. Are we going to see it? Percy.
Tell me we're gonna
wants
see
to end
it.
this all here.
Yeah!
The shot from Captain comes through.
From Captain?
Into play, and in fact, it did. Winthrop take the win, and they have one more series left. Garrett G looks on. He's like, "Yeah, I'm just doing my business, man. Casual game. Been here before. Been here.
Been here, done that."
And now.
bracket
He's
reset.
dancing on screen right now.
That's going to be a tough order to fulfill. St. Clair are poised
Damn.
to be that roster to take it all at the end of the day. And there's the dance. I mean, Seth,
They be
there's
jamming.
the vibes going.
Oh, they're singing too.
Like they're in their head, they've already won, right? And that's the kind of okay. It's just
Bro despawned.
He needs a little bit of breather. Garrett G has something in him when it comes to those grand finals, and this is the time to shine for it. But Seb, I think we already know who you're going for, but why don't you tell the audience?
This team right here, this one, because of this thing, because they represent this thing, and I like that a lot. Let's go St. Clair! It is the two-time incoming for this Canadian school filled with European players, but for this Canadian school. Let's go St. Clair. I'm taking them all the way, and I don't even think they're going to reset.
Popped all the way to the other end. It's actually Percy who's causing problems. Taking boost, getting
go,
touches,
T.
getting the first goal. 4.5 minutes. The game is not done yet, and if there's ever a team to make a last-second comeback, it is definitely going to be St. Clair, unless they get dunked out by a T-Corel on 0 boost. Lads, I don't think you can necessarily let that happen, because now you got to restart.
Exclude anyone else in this bracket from popping off. Winthrop might have found the momentum, but carrying it forward is what really will determine how this grand final is going to go.
That would have been a heck of a way to start off a kickoff, immediately pinching towards the St. Clair net, but the shot just a little bit high, and St. Clair can thank their lucky stars for double commit for Garrett G and T-Corel to go up for that play, so we'll leave
Oh my! What the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, dope angle, Percy. Wrong goal.
That's a fucking nuts
Goals are always
angle
own goals
there.
sometimes, because you're saying, you know, all I got to do is touch this read. Oh, wait, I'm a little high, and buried. But either way, that was probably going to be an RG was following it. Jazzy was in the second man position on the counterattack, but it does start with a familiar position, actually. Winthrop did get punished in earlier. If you don't get it to click, it means it's just kind of easy pickings for your opponent. St. Clair, of course, never someone you want an open shot to be given away.
Close. Arju tries to test the defense again. We talked a lot about how that was a viable strategy for St. Clair earlier, and it may still be.
Not a second.
T-Corel doesn't get credited with the save, but he definitely should. By far, my favorite defender for Winthrop throughout the day. He has been that guy in the right place every time for most of the saves required for the Eagles. And maybe he'll also try to score the goal. Why turn this into... Wait, they're not on net? All right, bet. I'm just going to bang this on target. A laser beam to the top left, and no chance Arju stopping that one. 75 freedom units per hour.
That is not top left,
21 seconds left, and 1-0 lead to St. Clair. They are starting to show themselves the same version as they were in the upper
Arju's
bracket.
cam broken.
That's why it's not always about that first
Is
save.
that
You have to
the-
get the
I don't
next
know.
one, and the next one. T-Corel.
What are you fucking kidding?
He is a psychotic. How do you make that angle?
Come on, man! Like, I get it, you don't want to give up a goal. But also, please give up that goal! That's insane! Please, alright, great clear out, and Percy to follow and rip a shot on maybe at the advantage right now. They recognize how potentially dangerous every aerial that Winthrop has gone up for can be. It's a very mechanical, and Jazzy will barely flinch.
T-Corel really well done. He has no boost, and he's still able to get that pass off. Hold on. Almost a goal that went all the way past all three defenders, but no, St. Clair still working through a lot of these rotations. And
get him.
also on stuff like this.
No.
He set up a musty. He set up a T-Corel lead block and nearly almost clicks through.
Problem is, that's all three players down pitch, and it's a shot off target? All right, well,
Garbage.
surprise. St. Clair trying to get involved in the mix
I'm
as
on
well,
Winthrop
but
School.
sent to the ceiling, and Arju will kind of do the same. Low boost for St. Clair. They got to be careful, but not with a pass like that. Percy anticipating one of his teammates out center. They were nowhere to be found, and Winthrop sent packing.
What the
Look at the
fuck?
double bump. Actually, he got a combo on that one. He knocked one Winthrop player into another as Garrett G had T-Corral land right on top of him. And all that chaos is going to lead to even more offense, especially with Jazzy landing near it. Trying to cut that one middle, not going to work. Zai has to hold it up, and boy, does he. How about a reset? Carried it over. T-Corral, high lob. And now under a minute, Winthrop really has to start leaning forward in their chairs, getting this
30, starting to lurk on offense a heck of a lot more. If they can just keep it here, this game is theirs.
Garrett's going to bail on that one, honestly preserving a lot of movement as he does not have a lot of boost, but he has enough at least to get one touch. T-Corral, another, but still in their corner. Arju knows he just got to waste time and, more importantly, put this one to the turf. Zai from the side wall and will be able to seal it. St. Clair answering right back, and what a surprise, tying up this series yet again. The series and say, hey, we might actually have to play out the rest of the series in Game 6, then who really knows? Garrett G.
Oh my fuck.
This, but honestly, credit to Percy as well. Recognizing Garrett did here, just a perfect pass from Arju.
T, what are you doing?
Percy recovers a little bit too early. He flips it into the play and then says, okay, I immediately have to flip into this. T-Corral can't read it. And then I will say Jazzy has been not only good with his shooting percentage, but also his place.
Explain why Arju's usually in the conversation. And then Jazzy, a former CRO world champion, doesn't maybe get the same praise, but Garrett G, a couple good 50s of his own as well. This might lead to an open net. Percy just needs to
figure out the pattern here. Any ball that might be able to be past the middle, he should be lurking around. T-Corral trying to get a bump, but no. You got to get both players out of goal. Arju left alone gets the save. Jazzy and Arju actually both colliding on that one. And nearly a 50. Winthrop just so close, but always a half step behind on those dunks.
Zai, pop to the backboard. Garrett G, a big miss at the wrong moment. Captain America not started again for St. Clair, and although they don't need an extra goal, that insurance would go a long way.
Get him!
Second just whirlies we have had, so get on target. So can Arju end the play? Double off the backboard. You bet your bottom dollar. 3-1 St. Clair looking to take the ball.
That's
a rough one to be able to give up.
It's sustaining. It feels like St. Clair have made
they're dancing again.
Mistakes in earlier parts of the series, and now we're putting all the pieces together.
Gets a handle.
Not done though. That's a lot of weird collisions.
That's a go.
And maybe Zai can take advantage. Absolutely. Top right, and a gift from the heavens given to St. Clair.
Really hard to get yourself out of these rough situations. Garrett's baiting at a 50, but Jazzy says,
oh, Percy with the backflip? You fucking kidding?
What a surprise. There's almost always a team, but not
I've done it before, obviously.
If he can get this done, it would be huge.
These guys are pros.
Absolutely can. Draws two defenders out, and Percy, his freest goal today.
Percy bringing it back.
He's
like, no, I
can't
can't
let
that
slide. You can also see Arju almost like reacting. Percy there to finish. Easy putback, and now in the first 30 seconds, we've seen 2, maybe 3, but Garrett.
He has been such a mechanical player throughout this day that I truly believe he could hit maybe the best shot of the day. T-Corral's on target, but his extra touch will do a heck of a lot to keep it away from danger.
No, they suck.
He's trying to grab pads, Garrett in the midfield. He'll do so superbly. A great pass.
What the fuck?
Better save by Jazzy.
The imprecision of either team that has led to goals. I hate to say that. Maybe this time, never mind.
They win for Game 7.
Once you do get wide open, you have to make sure they count.
Talked a lot about Percy's impact throughout the day, throughout this entire semester for Winthrop, and it truly is no mercy Percy. 7 goals in 5 games. He is the lead scorer for either half of this pitch. Game 7, 2 minutes to go, only a 1-goal lead. We have seen St. Clair come back from tougher positions, and it could be off a place like this. To the backboard it goes. Percy, very calm, cool, and collected.
Jumps too early. That's a feels flip. However, he makes up with a bump, or so I thought. Here come Winthrop on the counterattack. Garrett fully boosted up off the corner from the Reed side. The recovery just enough to stop that in its tracks.
With highway robbery, and it results in a 2-1 still in favor of Winthrop. T-Corral beat to this ball though, and Garrett he knew Arju had a shot. He just didn't know it would come with that much power. Last second ground pitch, it's 2-2. Look at this cut by Arju. That is all 3 players that has gone by. Jazzy dances around actually multiple players. Things getting really awkward here for Winthrop, but somehow T-Corral stands up again. Half second, I was realizing if Winthrop does not jump at the right time, that could be in. But hey, how about the next chance? Jazzy wide open shot. Garrett's in the way. Excellent job. Garrett though immediately into the corner to keep this play going.
What the fuck?
T-Corral that is from Winthrop, and with only 10 left, ricochet downfield will secure them a clear chance. And Jazzy as well to the ceiling. T-Corral spikes it down. Another OT. This one the last life for Winthrop. Try and send it downfield, but not much further than Arju, who will get a 50. I think an attempted passing play, but definitely not enough. And Percy the first one to it off the back. backboard. It's an
my
awkward
God.
angle, and it's not. Try and break down that pace of play. Ticarel will call his
No,
bluff, will
okay.
immediately go to the sidewall.
He's
but
out.
Jazzy looking
It's
for the
out.
reset.
Percy's
Cannot
out.
find it. Awkward for everyone, and Percy barely back in time.
99%
Barely
of
got
players
the
would have
save.
thrown it right there, but Percy gets
Fuck.
away. However, it's still not
Oh
done.
my
Garrett
God.
goal line field.
Holy
Job's
shit.
not done though for Winthrop. They're scattered to the edges of the field. They need boost, they need positioning, and they need it now.
Velasquez, Garrett G, another save, and this ball launched downfield. Ticarel pops it up. Percy's
Holy
there, and he
shit.
gets it to the ceiling. If Garrett's got
Oh.
the read, Ticarel.
Positional masterclass from Winthrop. Problem is, they need the boost. Ticarel will take it. However, who's marking the goal?
Yes!
The crossbar is for defender.
Right now for St. Clair, this is the win-away effect that we've talked about so many times. Somebody needs a tank, and it might be Ticarel. Great first
My
touch.
dog's barking. I can't.
Try to get this underneath side. Can't for everyone to get
I have
boosted
to
up.
watch
Can
this.
Winthrop start to control their approaches?
Bump him.
Wipe,
Bump
that's
his
real
ass.
awkward for everybody.
Bump
There's
his
opportunity.
ass.
That's
Yes.
so easy. As RLCS experience, Jazzy inside now, obviously getting a lot of it within
G.
NA, but also
Okay,
in
RG
EU.
out.
The thing is, who is able to
Oh.
actually lock in?
Yeah!
Are
Okay.
you joking?
Calm down.
What a setup!
Yes.
And hey, you can say, hey, they're all tap-ins, but someone's
Oh
got to
my
make
God,
Jazzy
that was-
will not be able to get it.
that
T
was
gets
close.
the save and clear. Yet still able to force their way through and maybe get a counterattack.
Oh,
Nice little
fuck.
tap. He's gonna get hit in the way. The double, it can't be calibrated. That bump was everything in the air.
Very smart from Garrett
I
G
did not
there,
see the bump.
knowing that there's no chance. Oh, not there for that play, and all of a sudden, Ticarel, two
Oh.
Doesn't happen, then hey, that's the penalty. But we've just reset
Slim
everything.
it.
We've only lost.
was the finish. It's not going to be enough, but Winthrop starting to show that oppressive offense
Whoa.
that we've talked about multiple times today. Still got to be careful, though. This is what St. Clair are capable of, and
Take their time. Nope, you gotta be there. And you gotta
Oh,
make those
what is
saves.
that?
Great way to make up for it, but job's not done. Jazzy into Ticarel from the sidewall. Double tap. He's slapped away, and so will the ball.
last attempt into the corner
Percy.
where Percy is waiting. Percy back to
Oh,
Garrett.
dude.
Garrett towards the net
Holy
with the 9
shit.
on the line. Ticarel to keep this one
Garrett
up.
was there.
One last attempt, but they gotta be careful.
Okay,
I was gonna say,
OT,
if they
game
keep it
7
going,
OT.
Instead, game 7 overtime.
Give him an inch, they will take a mile. T trying to make sure he can create his
Percy
own
waiting
space.
for
Nice
boost.
touch. That's Arju's last. And Percy will play for that, but Arju is downfield.
Oh.
Back to
Fuck.
back.
Another one for St. Clair. Our
Fucking
spring
hell.
champions, our fall champions, taking down Winthrop. Game 7 OT. Take a bow
GG's.
to our Europe. Not just a game 7, but a game 7 with multiple overtimes throughout this series, and then an OT in game 7 itself. A lot of other teams
Vibing.
crumble underneath that pressure. For St. Clair, it made diamonds.
Have it on the docket, but ultimately just turns into 6 best of 7s that we have to get.
Oh.